I met Swiss Monkey because I needed some help. I had a little bit of turnover. My clinical team has been remarkably steady, but the front office, there would be turnover. I would do the hiring hall list. I didn't like calling up and getting testimonials from previous employers. And so I was introduced to Swiss Monkey by the Dental Society that was no longer providing the hiring hall list, and then I've learned from all of my interactions with Swiss Monkey that they're outstanding, and they've helped me in clutch situations. I'm Dr. Stephen R. Henry, EDS. I practice in the San Francisco Bay Area. I bought the practice in 1983 after graduating in 1981, and I just recently sold it. I'll be 72 in July, so it's probably time. But I've really enjoyed dentistry for all these years. I met Swiss Monkey because I needed some help. I had a little bit of turnover. My clinical team has been remarkably steady, but the front office, there would be turnover. I didn't want to have to interview a bunch of clients, and I tend to like the first person I interview for a job. I mean, for many years, that was the one that got hired, was the first person I interviewed. What I had always done was phone the Dental Society and asked for their hiring hall list. It was a list of people looking for jobs in dentistry. I noted that there were certain names that were always on the list. I mean, sometimes years apart. And I thought, these people are probably unemployable. Ray Kroc said, when you're green, you grow. When you're ripe, you rot. And I noticed sometimes if you can get a enthusiastic, energetic, and sharp young, meaning less experienced individual, and allow her to learn on the job, that might work. Then the last time I called them, they said, well, call, and I think they said Christine by name. They may have said Swiss Monkey, but at that time I had her cell phone and I would just contact her directly. And we had some great conversations. I mean, I really like Christine, but she came through for me and introduced me to the concept of having remote employees. And we didn't miss a beat. And so I was introduced to Swiss Monkey by the Dental Society that was no longer providing the hiring hall list. And then I've learned from all of my interactions with Swiss Monkey that they're outstanding, and they've helped me in clutch situations. I was impressed with how quickly Swiss Monkey was able to satisfy my need. I had a telephone conversation. I got a few texts and it was done. I mean, I didn't have to concern myself much at all. I mean, it was all done for me. And the very first couple people that I remember dealing with at Swiss Monkey were in-house, and then her business has grown to a point where she's got employees all over the country. I liked people and I was easily satisfied, apparently. So it's best I have somebody else scrutinize potential employees. I think a lot of it had to do with my very first phone call to Christine years ago and having a couple long conversations, because she was a source of advice for me about things. But it was gaining the confidence I had in Christine that made it so easy for me to trust her recommendations. I figured she was as good at hiring as anybody that I've ever let hire for me. They did everything. We had to pack up the checks that came in the mail, and we sent them to someone in the Sacramento area where Swiss Monkey is headquartered. And they made the deposits, and we just made it a point when we would hear the door chime when a patient walked in the office that we would run up front and greet them and then walk back to the room we're going to use and everything. So it proved to be very satisfactory. My recent need was satisfied with hire in North Carolina, and she's wonderful. She has that Southern hospitality, and everybody really loves her. Her name's Danielle. She would answer the phones in North Carolina, and some patients never knew that she was not in the office until they showed up in the office, maybe wanting to introduce themselves to her. And she wasn't there. So it surprised a lot of patients that we were using remote employees. I was impressed how effectively Danielle in North Carolina was able to help us. And I was delighted to find out that Danielle knew Dentrix probably better than the person that was up front to begin with. So that was helpful. So Swiss Monkey has been just a life-saving option in times of need. Everybody I've met at Swiss Monkey has been fantastic. I mean, top people. Very articulate, very personable, even on the phone. And one of the big satisfactions for me is maintaining a happy workplace because they really enjoy each other. And they enjoy seeing each other as much as I enjoy seeing them. I'm no longer slave to the revenue from the practice, and that makes it all the more fun.